Hello everyone. My name is Aisyah Adlina Ghassani. I'm gonna present my paper about the impact of woman empowerment advertising campaign toward purchase intention of culinary social enterprise. My name is Aisyah Adlina Ghassani. Here's my paper with my advisor, Bapak Krisna Rianto. The first, we're gonna talk about the company and the brand itself before we jump into the paper. That this is it's Indonesia. We have this tagline where your when your meal empower people around you. That we aim to empower a lot of people, especially women. So as the brand itself, not only the company appearance, but also every single brand image and company image is actually related to how we can empower women. So this is actually one of the most easiest things to describe a woman empowerment campaign because end-to-end process of marketing, the way we present ourselves to the people, we always identify ourselves as the company that help women. So it's Indonesia. It's open sharing food provider that connect cooking partners and consumer. So for the business process itself, we have this ecosystem for empowering neighborhood economy that we're gonna help a housewife and woman to create their own financial um, uh, funds. So we're gonna help them from quality checks, uploading to fulfill the orders, and we also connect them with the other stakeholders such as farmer, food suppliers, and agriculture. So we have this platform that connect a lot of people and a lot of all stakeholder and see in the same environment and atmosphere. So we can working together to, um, you know, be- to be able to create more beneficial environment for every single stakeholder. So before we jump to, wait. So we're gonna start from the introductions. So the first, we're gonna start with our problem, gender inequalities problems, about underrepresented role, undervalued labor, and how it's actually summarized into SDGs as one of the most important topics that we need to solve. And then also the response from our problem from gender equalities that we have this International Women Empowerment um, Day, which transfer into day to express solidarity and struggle for equality. And also the role of media addressing these issues and most of this because of most of discriminations is actually happens in the place of employment sector. So we have this concern towards corporations. So, and then we talk about the growing number of businesses that use emotional branding that we know there is the opportunity for the company, but also what the market needs. So we actually know that the growing number of business use emotional branding, which is an effective association of certain feelings with the brand and customer awareness of to women empowerment makes companies sales sensitive to policy that support this issue. And so we talk about femvertising. Femvertising is actually one of the form of advertising that really focus themselves with the appearance of women. So the response is of the advertisings and also the use of emotional branding. We know that there's a campaign called True Beauty that has two purposes to increase sales of the dark beauty products while also promoting women self-esteem via brand promotions. And also Real Beauty campaign self for Dove jump from 2.5 billion to 4 billion in a campaign in the first 10 years. So this is before we actually move to our problem. So there's a problem. Sorry. So this is our research questions. The first one is, how does Itzy Indonesia customer behavior respond to woman empowerment campaign? And how is prioritizing compatible with Itzy Indonesia business? So the research objective to identify Itzy Indonesia customer behavior response to woman empowerment, to identify the compatibility between advertising and Itzy Indonesia. So we also have the scope of limitations of this research. This research is actually limited, relevant to its initial customer who have made purchases and are also decision makers in purchasing. So we actually chose our respondent that already, uh, decide to buy it in their previous activities. So this is our problem statement. So margin net profit of Indonesia is actually below industry average and keep decreasing over time. Even though we know that we already implement what so-called advertising that one of the opportunities to increase the profitability and sales, but in Indonesia it's not really proving um, although we actually keep decreasing in our profit over time. So actually, we're gonna move into our conceptual framework. So we have this four hypotheses. The first is the woman empowerment campaign is catalyst that drive purchase intention of Indonesia products. Higher perception of company cost fit will lead to perception of consumers GSR associations, and higher level of consumer GSR association with a firm result in a better perceived relationship with the company, and the consumer intent to purchase a product is linked to their perception of the firm relationship strength. So we're gonna move into our theoretical foundations. The first is purchase intention, prioritizing, company cost fit, GSR associations, and company relationship perception. And then our methodology, we're going to use qualitative methods. So we're going to start by creating our research questions, sampling, and then collection data that we already match with our scope and limitations, open coding, axial coding, data triangulations, theoretical saturations, and result analysis. And then we're going to talk in our conclusion and recommendations. And then we're going to move into our data analysis. The first, we're going to talk about company cost fit perceptions. So we have these two arguments. The first one is relevant because the communication is so much more engaging and easier to empathize with the message for the customer, and the housewife who are made to superheroes compared to their food in every presentation of the company image. So the money they use to buy food feels more worth it because they know they can help people with their foods. And then less relevant in the long term and doesn't match with the target audience, because so it's actually a little bit confusing for the customer to know exactly what the menu, and then not very interested for long-term purchases. And it's a wrong target market. It's actually if the company only targets student, and it doesn't really matter how the processes can occur behind the food. The characteristic of the food are the most important things when it comes to decision maker. And then the data analysis for GSR associations. The first one, we're going to talk about the conclusion, which is the genuine concern indeed to make profit. However, businesses must continue to benefit owners to remain sustainable. And because it's done repeatedly and with a fairly consistent frequency, it's actually built more trust. And the effort shown in a campaign is in digital and non-digital form. And it's not easy either, so it can convince customer. So for further development, we need to show quantitatively how much funds and opportunities have been delivered and channeled to the partners, and also visualizations of the impact on the partner life needs to be shown further. So company relationship perceptions, the first one is the content discussed is interesting and increase the audience empathy for the persona raised. Indonesia has high frequency content on social media. In direct selling market, it's enough to show the effort that built to the customer. And after a while, and the need for the my order period is over, I no longer follow Indonesia for social media. This is the conclusion for purchase intention. And then the result and discussions. We have these two research questions. The first one, how does the Indonesia customer behavior respond to women empowerment campaign? So we have these bullet points. The first one, customer respond positively to Indonesia campaign, and advertising is actually served as a unique selling proposition and distinguishes from the other brand. And the campaign resonate with customer who value gender equality and inclusivity, but also we need to adding more activity, for example, the transparent branding efforts, and also showcasing positive impact to the brand commitment that empowering women. And our second questions is that we what kind of factor influence the woman empowerment campaign on in Indonesia customer purchase intention? The first is campaign influences early purchase, but and penetrations and attracts new customer. Purchase intention relies on consistency, delivering high quality food, and factor like food price, portion size, and taste influence the the intentions. And affordability, value proposition, and diverse menu option are important to attract customer. So this is the business implications, leveraging a unique selling propositions of advertising and building trust and credibility through transparency and consistently deliver high quality of food, considerations of food price, portion size, and food taste. So thank you so much for your attention. That's all from me and my paper presentation. Thank you so much.